Wait, what's happening? What's going on?
It's over between us.
It's over between us?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what are we gonna do?
I felt suffocated.
You felt suffocated by me? Oh, I was just so overbearing, wasn't I?
Also,
What else is going on?
I took the kids.
Oh, you took the kids? I don't get the kids anymore? Hold on,
but you had a very dark secret exposed.
Oh my gosh, what was the dark secret?
I don't know. I only have this photo.
Must have been really dark.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks.
What's going on, good people of the blogosphere? Welcome back to Crime Time Podcast. You see, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are no stranger to confronting the tabloids, or whatever you want to call them, you know, with all the latest rumors and gossip often about celebrities, their relationships, are they breaking up, etc. You know, this is a clip from some years back where one of those tabloid style magazines, you know, said Ashton got caught up in some dark secret was exposed, and Mila Kunis took the kids from him and they were breaking up, etc. You know what I mean? They confronted it as comedy, as like, get a life, you piece of garbage, as a magazine or media outlet. We don't respect you and whatever, you know? Again, that's an older clip. I think it's like 2019 or something like that, but there's a lot of speculation and rumors and talk and discussions going on right now that not that they're breaking up, but that they're trying to flee possibly the country as a source. And we always gotta, you know, take that for what it is. That's the point of the channel as well, to hear from everyone out there your guys' thoughts about everything we're talking about. Make sure to subscribe and hop in the comments and let's talk it out and everything, right? But that they're trying to flee the country. And the source, again, you never know about these sources, but a source is speaking to the press and saying that Ashton Kutcher, you know, he's shook to get drugged through the mud. And a lot of people are theorizing that there's more to it.
My day job is as the chairman and the co-founder of Thorn. We build software to fight human trafficking and the sexual exploitation of children. And that's our core mission. My other day job is that of the father of two, a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old. And as part of that job that I take very seriously, I believe that it is my effort to defend their right to pursue happiness and to ensure a society and government that defends it as well. But the right to pursue happiness for so many is stripped away. It's raped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. It is sold for the momentary happiness of another. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play. I've been on the other end of a phone call from my team asking for my help because we had received a call from the Department of Homeland Security telling us that a 7-year-old girl was being sexually abused, and that content was being spread around the dark web. And she had been being abused, and they'd watched her for 3 years, and they could not find the perpetrator, asking us for help. We were the last line of defense. An actor and his foundation were the potential last line of defense. That's my day job, and I'm sticking to it. Can we build the tools that are better than their tools to fight what's happening? There are sites in the United States that do this other than Backpage, a lot of them, in fact. There are sites internationally that are doing this. There are other sites. It's happening all over the place. It's been happening for decades in print media. We're now just recognizing it for what it is, and I think that that's the most important part. And secondarily to that is let's build the tools, let's finance the tools, and let's deploy the tools to fight back.
This morning, fallout growing from the apology some are just not accepting. Hollywood superstars Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis apologizing in a video message posted on Instagram after writing character letters for their friend Danny Masterson, who was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison after being convicted of raping 2 women in the early 2000s.
And his family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
The married couple worked with Masterson for nearly a decade on the hit series That 70s Show.
I'm fine. All I need is my buddy Hyde.
And later, Masterson starring alongside Kutcher on the Netflix series The Ranch.
It was Colt. Colt was talking.
Kutcher and Kunis were part of more than 50 people writing character letters that became public just hours after the sentencing. Kutcher writing that Masterson was a role model, adding he does not believe he's an ongoing harm to society. Mila writing Masterson is an outstanding older brother figure who demonstrates grace and empathy in every situation. Their words sparking massive backlash online, prompting this video post.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
The two are involved in several philanthropic efforts, including an organization that Ashton co-founded to combat sex trafficking. Jane Doe 1, who tearfully read her own victim impact statement aloud in court before Masterson's sentencing, reacting to their apology, telling ABC News, "This video was incredibly, insanely insulting, hurtful, especially Ashton, who claims to work with victims of sex crimes with the nonprofit Thorn Foundation." The couple said their words were intended for the judge and not to re-traumatize victims.
We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
We have heard from so many people during and after the Danny Masterson trial, but the one person we have not heard from is Danny Masterson. He is maintaining his innocence, though, and vowing to appeal. Soreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Diddy party stories, they're our favorite genre of anecdote, if you have one, yeah.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked, because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together. And he came over, and I was like, I'm going for a run. He was like, oh, I'll go for a run with you. And so he comes over to go for a run. About halfway through the run, he's like, yo, I'm running out of gas right now. But we had like paparazzi all around us at the time. He's like, you gotta slow down, but make it look like you're not slowing down.
Because he had to
I don't want to look like I'm not gonna be able to finish this thing. And he was losing it, right? Like he was like me right now with the wings and the heat starting to kick up. And he's like, and we finish out the run. And then he was so upset over the fact that he got skunked on this run. That year he decided to run the New York Marathon. And so he just started immediately training for the New York Marathon.
I like that. Bounce back.
Well, he just can't lose. Even when he's that close to humility, that like it becomes a driver. And so then he went out and ran the New York Marathon.
All right, so you guys see those clips there, right? That Thorn, software, as Ashton Kutcher is said to be heavily involved in tech with these theories that they're trying to escape the country and go to Europe. That Ashton doesn't want to get drugged through the mud, and they're trying to give a better life to their kids. They don't want the controversy or what they're calling just rumors and allegations to affect their kids' lives. That they're going to go to Europe, that they spent a summer over there, some kind of trip over there where they were at a Taylor Swift show and, just getting acclimated to the whole European lifestyle, what it's going to be like, and just want to get away from Hollywood. Some people are speculating that they could be pump faking and really want to go to Northern Hollywood as he's involved in tech and, the whole, tech community out there and everything like that. But you hear him speaking of Thorn, that they're specifically, that was his day job. That's his number one job is to fight the disgusting X trafficking and things like that that's gone on via the internet, the dark web, print media, and things like that. And it's sick, man. It's twisted, this is something that is so terrifying. And, anyone who's ever been a victim of that kind of exploitation or abuse throughout your life. You know this. You know it's like sick, twisted, evil, and demonic, and like someone put the devil on you, you know, and you're never the same. And he's saying that this company, that they've worked with Homeland Security and the feds and all that to try to help stop this. It blows my mind. That's a whole nother discussion that, you know, comment if you feel like we should talk more in another video about this, that the feds and Homeland Security and just different alphabets, like the authorities, right? They're not able to stop this or do more to stop it, you know, as there's a lot of sick creeps out there. And, you know, that's where a lot of these theories come to, is we've seen a lot of individuals within Hollywood, like what we're speaking of in this video, you know, that ritualistic things and, you know, demonic things and stuff like that. And, you know, they see Ashton Kutcher speaking about that in that clip, that he's devoted to stopping that kind of abuse, but then writing character letters for Danny Masterson, that 70s show co-star, talking about him as like he's this amazing guy. He's this like big brother figure, and we love him and all that. And to keep it real with you guys, man, like, you know, I try to take every story for what it is and do my digging and whatnot and give my opinion. And I can't believe that. Like, if anyone I know was charged with some sick ish like that, I don't give a damn if their parent. That's what they said. Oh, their family reached out to us and asked to write character letters of the guy that we knew. You know what I mean? We didn't want to re-traumatize anyone. We don't want. You're a celebrity in, you know, the judicial system too. Well, Mila Kunis said that about. We didn't intend to whatever the judicial system and all that. It sounded so scripted and so fake and so disingenuous. And that's just crazy to me that they did that they stuck up for this guy and tries to use their celebrity points, you know, with their success in the acting world and stuff like that, and who they are in their names, to try to protect Masterson, who ultimately got a 30 to life sentence. He's rotting in prison where he deserves to be. There's a lot of reports going on. That's a whole other thing we'll cover in more videos as well. Again, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel where we talk true crime, other stuff like that. But it's always about hearing from you guys, the people. But seriously, like the way they just try to pawn that off on the family. Oh, the family reached out to us. Hey, I don't care how good of a friend you are of mine, right? If a case comes up, like, I'm going to look into the case and see what it is. And in the Masterson case, man, I mean, that man is guilty. Not just the fact that he was convicted and guilty. You look at the case, man, Masterson was a sick son of a itch. And, you know, there's so much more tied to it. That restaurant, Scientology, there's a whole lot there. And Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, bullshit apology there, to me, is suspect, you know? Like, I don't respect it at all. And then we also saw, you know, what's bringing his name up more now, being drawn into controversy, is his relationship with Diddy. And you heard him talking there in that Hot Ones interview, you know, like right away off the rip, he's like, oh, man, the Diddy parties, I can't tell that one. I can't tell that one neither. Too, like, he's like, let's not talk about the parties at all. Because that's been a topic of discussion with these Diddy parties, right? Is there's like the Diddy, are the Diddy parties, and then these like crazy actual parties, are these two separate things? You know, because there's been some people that have come up and spoke about what Diddy changed for the world of hip hop, and you know, artists within that world and club promoters and stuff like that, how he was able to break down racial barriers and put together these parties, and you know, ultimately help a lot of people make a lot of money and change the game in that way. Some people have been criticized for saying that, like, that they're trying to say, hey, there's differentiate between these two parties, that this Epstein-like ish that Diddy was doing wasn't something he was doing out in the open all the time. There were the parties and then those other parties. But Ashton Kutcher's response there, speaking about like, oh, damn, I can't tell those, really has people wondering, you know what I mean? And then that whole, you know what I'm saying, comment, guys, like it sounds like he was around some of those parties. So it's like, damn, you know, you're out here saying you're trying to fight X trafficking. you're writing letters to stick up for a rapist. And then you apparently were at some of these parties, with Diddy and again, we got to point out the Diddy case is still going on. Allegedly, we got to use words like that and everything. But there's a lot of evidence and stuff out there if you really dig into that case, man, the D-rugs and violation of women and the ex-workers. It just a real twisted, sick, almost like ORGY type scene where some people were violated and some people, like we said, almost like some Epstein-like activity. I don't know, it's sounding a lot like Ashton Kutcher was around some of those type parties, Also, he talked a little bit about the whole marathon thing and all that. And to me, that just spoke a bit to Diddy's ego. To be a successful person, you have to have confidence and believe in yourself. And, that's just in life, that's a whole nother story as well, right? But there's a difference between being confident and being an egomaniac. I don't know, it was odd the way he was describing Diddy, that like he didn't want to look bad in front of the paparazzi with him and Ashton Kutcher out there jogging together. And, that he motivated Diddy by that to run the New York Marathon. And I don't know if you guys ever saw that crazy ass footage out there, Farnsworth's Bentley, right? Diddy got some kind of MTV special booked when he was getting ready to run the marathon, and he was training, where he was out running and a man had to take a piss in Farnsworth Bentley, who was Diddy's assistant, right? Remember Farnsworth always busting a move in all the videos and everything like that. This man held the bag for Diddy to urinate in and then carried that around, man. Like, that sounds like some humiliation rituals, something quite humiliating like that, you know what I mean, in my damn life. That's crazy, So kind of highlight all this and bring it all together. You know what I mean? Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, sources are speaking to these media outlets that, again, in the beginning, we heard them laughing off before in the past when there was reports of them breaking up and having relationship problems. Now there's sources speaking out saying, listen, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are trying to run off to Europe or pump fake everyone and make them think they're going to Europe and go to Northern Cali, where he can continue his, tech entrepreneurship and all that, because his name's going to get drugged through the mud. But I want to know what you guys think about that when you look at all this. Do you look at this like Ashton Kutcher is a demon himself, like he was involved in some sick-ish, you know what I mean? What do you think about this Thorn organization? Do they really help out? Or some people would look at that and say, maybe he could be a part of the problem. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything about his tech companies and what they have done to help the authorities lock up these sick fucks. Because again, you know what I mean? There's demons out here putting the devil on people, ruining people's life, traumatizing them. And it's been happening forever. You know what I mean? You're never the same person if it happens to you. You know what I mean? And I just want to know what you guys think when you see all this. Do you see Ashton Kutcher? Because when you're hearing the words like being drugged through the mud, there is times where someone could just be affiliated with someone and not be privy to the foul stuff that they were doing, and then they just kind of want to disappear for a little while. But even that comes off suspect at times. If people won't confront things head on, they seem like they got something to hide or whatever, But drugged through the mud sounds like that to me, you know what I mean? But what I'm asking y'all is, do you guys think it's even more than that? That Ashton Kutcher protected a rapist, and he was involved in some of these Diddy parties, and I don't know, there's all kinds of theories out here jumping out that he's afraid he's going to be subpoenaed in the case. He's trying to get out the country. I don't know, man. Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, the protection of Danny Masterson, or I don't want to say they attempted to protect him. Like that bunk ass apology is just so sickening and twisted to me. And I don't know. I've been a fan of both their work for the longest time. Billy Joel voice, man, but I don't know. They're seeming very suspect to me with all this going on. And it feels a bit more than like, oh, we don't want our names dragged through the mud and it to affect our family and all that. We didn't do anything. It seems to me like maybe they're fearing the authorities because there could be something there. You know what I mean? But again, this is all allegedly. This is all theories. This is all just us talking it up on this topic over here on Crime Time Podcast. So do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. I thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for updates. You know, is Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, are they foul? Are they demons? Were they around this wicked tree? You know what I mean? Are they sick creeps pretending to be good people? You know, is this indeed actual factual, or could this source be BSing when talking to the media? What do you think about it all? You know, let's break it all down. Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Danny Masterson, Diddy, trafficking, all this demonic activity. Let's speak about it in the comments. I thank you guys for tuning in. Again, subscribe and stay tuned for more true crime content, all that. I'm out of here. Peace.